This woman just robbed her boss because she didn't get a Christmas bonus. I can't even believe I said that headline. As stories that we keep covering just keep more and more absurd, but meet Heather Nelson. And she worked for an 83-year-old woman as a housekeeper in Florida. And apparently, Heather asked for a $500 bonus for Christmas. And when her boss said she couldn't afford it, Heather lost it.
'Twas the night before Christmas when the sheriff says Heather Nelson was at the woman's home and a terrible incident unfolded. The victim stated that Ms. Nelson demanded $500 for a Christmas bonus, and when she told Ms. Nelson she didn't have it, Ms. Nelson became irate. The victim further stated Ms. Nelson used force to grab her wrist, twist her arm, and physically took her checkbook away from her while arguing with her.
Okay, wait. So let me get this straight. Heather is a contracted housekeeper. She demands a Christmas bonus, and when she didn't get it, she said, all right, let me just collect it myself. What? Originally, I thought this was going to be some sort of like revenge at corporate America greed, where it was clearly like some large firm that overworked their employee and could have easily afforded the extra bonus. This is absolutely not that case. This is an elderly woman living off of her retirement who hired Heather as a housekeeper. And the poor lady said she doesn't even have the extra money to give for a bonus. So she robbed the old lady? According to the Brevard County Sheriff's Office, Heather went, and I'm quoting the Sheriff's Department here, Grinch on the old lady. That's a quote straight from the cops, but her nickname makes sense. Here, Heather, who wants something extra for Christmas, and when she can't get it, she decides to essentially get herself fired and rack up a felony. Or a handful of felonies. What a massive skill issue. If you need an extra $500, forcefully robbing your employer, that shouldn't be an option. That shouldn't be on the table at all. Talk about a Christmas crash out. So when Heather first got told no, I guess, for her Christmas bonus, she took it upon herself to grab the elderly boss's checkbook. In the process, Heather almost broke this woman's wrist. So you could easily add assault to that charge as well with this genius move. And Heather, after breaking this poor lady's wrist, went on to steal a check from the checkbook. She even took Christmas cards and checks inside of these Christmas cards that were meant to be mailed out. But it gets so much worse because the story doesn't stop at Heather just, breaking the woman's wrist and stealing her Christmas cards and checks. She actually wrote herself a check for $1,400 using that stolen check that she stole. And then she grabbed her victim's credit card and then started paying for her rent and other bills, all because she couldn't get a $500 Christmas bonus? That doesn't make sense.
Affidavit lays out some of the transactions. It states, on December 24th, 2024, there was a transaction for $1,752.52 to YSI Southgate Apartments. On December 24th, another transaction for $50 to Afterpay. Then on Christmas Day, December 25th, there was a transaction for $150 to Afterpay. That same day, Christmas, there was another transaction for $75 to Afterpay, and then two more payments to Afterpay on Christmas, one for $50 and another for $37.50.
How can this go from, hey, can I have a $500 Christmas bonus, to robbery, theft, check fraud, credit card fraud, and then paying your rent and late fees with a stolen credit card? Is she just speedrunning prison? Like, what? Where was the upside here? Like, obviously the upside, oh, let's get some bills paid. But I mean, like, did she not think she was going to get caught? What also kills me about this list is how many payments she made to Afterpay. So I'm assuming she already bought all this stuff and I guess was counting for this Christmas bonus to pay her Afterpay bills. But I guess, since she already had the credit card, hey, might as well pay for rent as well. What? But Sheriff Wayne Ivey, who was at the scene, called her out for her actions, saying, what's next? Kick her dog too. And honestly, after hearing that story, I wouldn't be surprised if she did that as well. The crazy part is, Heather was finally caught when the check cleared and the credit card transactions were traced back to her. So Sheriff Ivey couldn't help but make fun of her in the press release, offering her gifts like a booking photo and access to their world-famous one-star dining facility.
Of course, knowing that the Grinch who tried to steal Christmas from an 83-year-old was about to be arrested by our team, I decided to go out with them on the arrest as I wanted to see exactly what the Grinch looked like in person. And even better, when Nelson saw me on scene as she was being arrested, she asked Agent Cheryl why he had to bring me, as I was going to blast her all over Facebook and make her look bad. The post continued, To be honest, Heather, you made yourself look bad, and that is why you had a waiting reservation at Ivy's Iron Bar Lodge on a $30,000 bond. And of course, since you were so worried about getting your bonus, we had some extra gifts for you, like a keepsake booking photo, a slightly used pair of shower slides, and unlimited access to our world-famous one-star dining facility where you can enjoy absolutely nothing you eat.
I mean, she played herself, and she absolutely deserves to be clowned on for her own actions here. And the listed offense date for all of this was on January 7th, and she made her initial appearance on the 8th. It does look like she's since been bonded out and is currently awaiting trial, but she's headed to trial with a laundry list, or I guess a Christmas list of charges here, including robbery without a weapon, aggravated battery against an elderly person, forgery of a public record, passing counterfeit instrument, fraudulent use of an ID without the consent of an elderly victim, fraudulent use of a credit card, and grand theft larceny. Well played. With actions like that, I guess that's what you get for Christmas. But hey, at least it's good to know that Heather is currently awaiting trial. But what about the victim?
You not only have the physical injury, as you said, from her wrist being sprained so badly, but also the emotional injury that goes with it, not being able to trust anyone, fearing losing their independence and everything. But overall, she's doing good. Our team, our advocates are working with her and doing everything we can to help get her back to where she was before.
Yeah, I'm sorry that happened to her. Like, it's great that she's making positive progress, but I didn't think about that this might actually affect her ability to live independently. Obviously, a broken wrist can do a lot with your mobility because you're so reliant on lifting yourself up, especially in old age, but also just like the whole trust aspect of being like afraid of trusting anyone else to help you. And at that age, you are soon to be relying on other people to help you. And apparently, Heather worked for this lady for over a year before she had this crash out. So I guess they actually knew each other to a fair amount. So surely this couldn't have just happened out of nowhere.
What we found is that she had been taken advantage of her in so many different ways. I mean, there was indications that she had actually, if she went out to the mailbox to pick up the mail, she was charging her $100 to go out and get her mail. So, just disgusting approach and taking advantage and abusing one of our seniors. And we're really, quite frankly, one of our most precious of citizens, our seniors that are such a big part of our community.
You gotta hate people who take advantage of the elderly. What a garbage human. It almost sounds like this could have happened at any time for honestly any reason in the last year. The actual robbery occurred the day before Christmas, which is why she's being dubbed the Grinch. But I do wonder if the victim had told Heather no before then, if this would have occurred then as well. It's a set, like it's laughably stupid because like Heather's actions are so stupid you just have to laugh at them, but it's just depressing for the older lady. So if we have to depend on nurses and home cleaners to help assist with elderly people, it does beg the question on how do you avoid people like Heather? I guess background checks, but also like, are you really supposed to expect a 83-year-old that needs help to do a background check on a contractor? I don't know, but I also do believe in the good of humanity. Even though we cover a lot of bizarre stories of people doing absolute garbage stuff, I still look at strangers as potential friends, and I guess that we just kind of have to trust that the trash will eventually take itself out, as we see time and time again here on this channel. It's just, oh man, like what a scumbag. I feel so bad for the old lady here.
The prevention has to come with the communication and the family. The family, we never really can let our guard down. We have to rely on healthcare workers and, cleaners and everyone else to come into these homes because we're all working jobs and we can't really always be there for the loved ones. But at the same time, we can't turn a blind eye to what could happen.
I guess it's just another massive reminder that, hey, if we have family or know anyone that's a threat to this kind of elder abuse, we got to make sure to check in on them. Thankfully, the situation didn't end up worse, and thankfully, this person was caught fairly quickly. But other than that, YouTube thinks you'll enjoy this video. Feel free to subscribe if you're new here, and hopefully, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.